Welcome back. Still embarking over the G7 and the press conference that was held yesterday of talking about the expected memorandum of understanding that is expected to be signed in Switzerland very soon. Of course, all the media outlets were talking about the conditions of guessing it was like almost 14 different points or topics. We're going to be talking about that in full detail, and also talking about the signing is going to be online, and the statements that were given by the head of the U.S. administration, President Donald Trump, and his reservations about some Israeli acts. Also, and we're going to be embarking over a full assessment of this particular memorandum of understanding as it came on according to the statements of President Donald Trump, and if it's going to be respected by the two sides in the near future or no. Very delighted to be having with us here in the studio Mr. Nader Eissa. He's managing editor Akhbar Youm. Good morning, Mr. Eissa.
Good morning, and good morning for all viewers. And I'm so happy to be on Nile TV screens, esteemed screen that I benchmark of the Egyptian media.
Right, thank you so much, and it's a real pleasure to have you. But let us just embark over this memorandum of understanding that actually the whole world was awaiting in anticipation. But at the same time, let's talk about the conditions, about the terms that were stated.
Yes.
Have they announced publicly the full terms? 14 items or not yet?
Yes, the whole world was waiting for the memorandum of understanding, and yesterday when it was signed by Donald Trump and the Iranian President Pezeshkian, it was a sigh of relief for the whole world. But the 14 subject of the memorandum was known by the press. J.D. Vance, the Vice President of America, has spoken of it yesterday, or by the timing of America, to the press, and the CNN and another news resources had published. But the main topics of the 14 subject was that the two countries has the sovereignty on its territory, and but there is a lot of touchy and sensitive subjects that is still to be discussed. It's like the nuclear program of Iran, and the whole program of the and the enriched uranium stockpile of Iran, which is under the ground, and also where there is a lot of money for Iran by this memorandum of understanding. The first thing is to USA will let the Iranian to sell the oil to the world finally. And they will lift the sanctions of Iran, and the freezing assist of Iran. It's about $300 billion will be used to development and reconstruction of Iran.
Right, so we understand from all that it was obvious yesterday's President Donald Trump earlier talked about the frozen assets of Iran earlier when he had that meeting, prior meeting with President al-Sisi to one of the journalists, and he talked about in full detail, which is something very important that you raised now. He talked about full detail of it's not yet for certain that those are going to be released, but somehow maybe they could be using it. They're going to study it and see on terms of how Iran is going to handle the nuclear enrichment and nuclear activities. It's going to entirely give it up, or according to the negotiations, the result is going to be a feedback is going to be taken over the frozen assets. But also concerning the nuclear enrichment, concerning those assets, concerning the Hormuz Strait also, that President Donald Trump handled in his statements more than one time. He affirmed that opening the Hormuz Strait is going to enrich economy instantly, and it's going to lower the gas prices, and it's going to effect a lot of change in a very small time. He was pro this when it comes to the case of opening it. Let us also focus on this point. How do you see the U.S. administration's plans when it comes to Hormuz Strait, and if this is going to be a warning sign if it conflicts with the Iranian side?
Okay, but there is, first of all, there is Iranian is closing the Hormuz Strait, and the Americans have a blockade at the Iranian shores. Okay, so first of all, due to the memorandum of understanding, the Iranian must reopen the Hormuz Strait. And then the Americans must lift the blockade gradually to lift it finally by 30 days from today. Okay. If we are talking about how this will make the economy or the financial situation of the world more better, due to economical studies, it will not be less than 10 months from now.
10 months?
Yes, 10 months from now, to have the current situation before the 28th of February, before America began its raid against Iran. Okay, but at the same time, when America will lift the blockade and Iran will reopen the Strait of Hormuz, then we will have a relief for the economy or the economic situation at the world. Why? Because today at 6 a.m. I think the oil future contracts down by $2, $2.30.
Of course.
This is an optimistic thing that we can be happy with, but the economical studies said it's from 8 to 10 months to be again at the situation before the American-Iranian war.
Right. And that is very obvious, because even before this memorandum of understanding, immediately after every statement, positive statement, released by the U.S. administration, the oil and gas prices are descend immediately.
Yes.
And then it escalates again with a negative strike or something. So hopefully, if they reach an agreement, they continue and there is sustainability. But in 10 months, the world still have to be patient, because it's hard. But
it's hard. But we should know that Donald Trump was waiting to sign this memorandum speedily, and he wanted now. Why? Because he wanted now because he has the midterm elections coming November in America, and he has more challenges in these elections because he has a slightly advantage. Republicans have slightly advantage of Democrats, and Democrats are now using the war and the inflation and the instability of American policy of the world, and then there is a huge inflation in United States. That Trump has a statement 2 days ago. I love inflation, because he want to address the Republicans that he is in the right way to win the coming midterm elections.
Right, that's a very good point that you raised right now, which is the reasons for each side on why this memorandum of understanding at this timing should be signed. And let us talk about or reflect or explore the reasons, the U.S. reasons the US administration and the Iranian side. You kindly pointed out to the intention of the positive intention of the US side to sign this agreement very quick in order to be able to look after or face the upcoming challenges at this timing. If you like to elaborate again. And then again, the Iranian side, what exact urge that would take them or encourage them to sign it quickly, and if it's going to satisfy their needs, and how do you describe the situation, which is very important for its succession?
Yes. Look, we are now between two rivals who is willing to and have a great desire to say, I am the victorious. I have the victory. Okay, Iran want to say, I am the winner, and I humiliated the United States after 40 years of instability and hostilities between each other, hostilities in many layers of between Iran and the USA. So Iran won't say I win. It won't say to its we have a strong regime with its layers, from the supreme leader to the revolutionary guard to our state of foreign policy. And on the other hand, Donald Trump won't say I am the winner. I have the victory because I done a deal. It's greater and it's better than who Obama did in 2015. And I have to. And Iran will stop its nuclear program, and there will be a stability and welfare in the Middle East. Between these two rivals, the main reason, the real reason that the two signed this memorandum of understanding is because the both of them are in a hard situation. Iran is in a very hard situation economically, and Trump will depend on inside Iran will be demonstrations, and will be will be a uprising inside Iran. Okay, this is why Iran will go quickly to sign. And Donald Trump at the same time has a mid-term of elections which coming next November. So he is in a tough situation, and there is reports and news report sources say that it will be a victory for the Democrats. So he done it quickly because he has another battle to run.
Right, and he also was asked about if the future of investment in Iran. He said that on the U.S. side, personally speaking, the U.S. administration, which is the current one, the current U.S. administration is not thinking of investing a cent in Iran, unlike the former President Obama, because it would be a waste of money. But at the same time, world countries are are welcomed if they like to invest or no, which is a good sign.
Yes.
A neutral sign. But at the same time, how does the plan, or how do the plans, different plans, the future upcoming plans for the U.S. Comply with the Israeli desires? Or it's going to conflict with the desires?
Yes.
Now they have changed their agenda. They're looking forward for upcoming events, which are the presidential campaigns, the domestic affairs, the economy, the inflation, and all this. And that doesn't coincide with the vision, the Israeli vision, that have unfinished business in southern Lebanon and unfinished business in Gaza, and still committing genocidal wars inside the region.
Yes. As I said, between these two rivals, there is the Israeli and the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, was waiting to the failure of this deal, of this memorandum of understanding, because he wants to achieve more and more of his killing, and he is gaining more land and more territories in southern Lebanon, or in Gaza, or any of his raid against Lebanon and Gaza. Okay, but at the end of the day, Donald Trump has understand that he day by day he is losing more of his American supporters by backing Netanyahu. Yesterday he said you should not destroy a building because there is a one of Hezbollah inside. One Hezbollah is inside it. You blow all the building. It's not logic. Okay, but and he refers to another countries that can manage with Hezbollah matter, but he now is saying to Benjamin Netanyahu, raise down and be aside, that we will to look to another element to deal with Hezbollah.
Right. On that note, we'd like to thank you so much, Mr. Nader Eissa, Managing Editor, Akhbar Youm. But stay tuned with us, of course. I would like to express my gratitude for your valuable input right now. And it's the peace agreement, may you call it, or the memorandum of understanding that is expected to be signed in Switzerland very soon. More details in the following report.
United States President Donald Trump says the memorandum of understanding with Iran that is to be signed on Friday is not final, and warns of a return to dropping bombs if any violations occur. Iran has accused Israel of violating the truce in Lebanon 84 times since it reached the agreement with the US, and warns of a harsh response if attacks continue. Trump has responded to criticism of his ceasefire deal with Iran, warning at the G7 summit that he was prepared to go back to dropping bombs, and insisting the deal did not require the US to pay even 10 cents to Iran. At the same time, he has backed a G7 leaders' joint statement that welcomes the deal, but says a follow-on agreement is necessary to rein in Iran's ballistic missile program, an issue not directly addressed in the memorandum of understanding that is due to be signed on Friday by Iran and the United States. The formal statement from the G7 leaders shows that they very positively welcomed Trump's memorandum of understanding. In his closing news conference, Macron described it as an excellent agreement. The reason they think the MOU is excellent is because it brings to an end a war that has had disastrous economic consequences for many of the G7 nations, and for many in the wider world, particularly in some of the world's poorest countries. Trump, though, does have the backing of his G7 colleagues, and think that will be welcome because they are still in a pretty fragile stage, particularly as Israel continues to operate in Lebanon and occupy southern Lebanon. Trump has criticized Israel and said quite positive things at times about the new Iranian leadership, saying they are not radicals. I think that will make it perhaps even harder now to sell this deal to some back home in the US. We've been hearing a pretty substantial change in tone, unquote.
Welcome back once again, and of course we're still here, very delighted, still here with us attending now Mr. Nader Eissa, the Managing Editor, Akhbar Youm. Welcome back, Mr. Eissa. And still embarking over this memorandum of understanding or the peace agreement. It's more of a peace agreement or a memorandum of understanding. Let me, mentioning this, let me ask you a question. Why did the U.S. administration or President Trump in particular insisted on giving it the title of Memorandum of Understanding? Usually that is a slight agreement, a minor one,
yes,
compared to a peace agreement, politically speaking. So that is a question that we all need to understand, because it has so many pieces, or it has a significance.
Yes. Look, Trump and his administration and now are very fan of the Memorandum of Understanding, and with more subjects and more subjects. In peace deal of Gaza, it was 20 subjects, I remember, 20 subjects. And when he want to make a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, it will 28 subject also. But at the end of the day, yeah, now we have 14 subjects between our hands, but it's not fully detailed. We have 60 days to have all these 14 subjects to understand what is the meaning of each of them and what the terms of each of them. And we have a lot of yani technical and
It has to be reviewed again?
yes, yes, sure. Every point of them.
By who?
By the
Both sides?
both sides, the negotiators between Iran, and it will be, I think, the foreign minister Abbas Araghchi, and from the American side will be J.D. Vance, the vice president of USA. The both sides will hold a meeting, continuous meeting for 60 days. It will be ended at 16th of August to have the complete peace deal between USA and Iran. But in this time, we have the funeral of the supreme leader of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei between 4th and 9th of July. It will be 5 days off, sure. It will be off between these 60 days. Who knows? It will be. They will need more and more time to discuss more details of these 14 subjects of the Memorandum of Understanding. I think it will not be just 60 days. It will take more and more, because the Iranian negotiator is well known at the world. He has patience and stubborn to talk and to discuss every detail of this subject, every technical detail, because it's the Memorandum of Understanding is fully detailed with technical details between how the sanctions will be lifted, how the Strait of Hormuz will be reopened, how the blockade will be lifted, how the $300 billion will be used. We have a very fully of information and very sophisticated Memorandum of Understanding. It will be, on my point of view, we will have more than 60 days to discuss.
Right, of course, but then they decide to sign, because how can I negotiate something that I already signed?
They signed, no, they signed only yes, this 14 points is only the principles.
They signed online.
And they signed
and
online.
that's why they signed online, because
Yes.
this was my second question to you.
Okay.
Why did they sign it online? They just announced it. There is a lack of, there is mistrust between both sides, so they signed it online. You can correct me.
No, I think they signed it online because the both sides was in a hurry. Okay, we will not wait to meet in a third country and then we have a ceremony to sign. And no, we want to end it now, because we have another business to finish.
More business to finish.
More business to finish, and we have more business to finish domestically in our countries and also in this Memorandum of Understanding.
Because the reason I asked that question is that 1 week prior to the G7 meeting and before the signing and that Memorandum of Understanding, there were talks from the U.S. administration that they are going to sign online.
Yes.
And on both administrations.
Yes.
And because those statements came because of the mistrust. But then again, let me ask you about another important issue that the whole world is observing. Now there is a situation in South Lebanon, and Prime Minister Netanyahu released statements earlier before yesterday, and he said, if any peace agreement is signed, it's not obligatory to Israel. We're not going to be abiding with it. We're going to continue our course, our military course inside South Lebanon. It should not be obligatory or oblige us to stop or start anything. And that is completely controversial to the situation going in the G7. So in that case, is that going to dissect the political vision or the probably the collaboration of Iran and Hezbollah for now? There is going to be a dissection a little bit. Each is going to on his own way, or how Iran is going to handle it.
Yes, look, the only one who is sad now because of this memorandum of understanding is Benjamin Netanyahu, because more and more the war is continue. More and more Benjamin Netanyahu is on his chair at the Israeli government. Okay, and he is also have election in next October in Israel. But at the end of the day, Netanyahu sees that if the war stop now, I will be tomorrow at the court.
Indicted.
Okay, that is it. I will be
He already has a case already.
He has more than 10 cases about corruption and about the 7th of October investigations, and he has more cases. He
in addition to the International Hague.
Yeah, by the criminal law, yes, 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 yes. I see it domestically inside Israel. There is a week from a month ago, he was going to the court daily to have investigations about the corruption and about the 7th of October, what happened in 7th of October. So he sees, obviously, that if the war stops, I will be entitled. And if there is a peace deal between Iran and between USA, that USA will be the umbrella for it, and I cannot challenge Donald Trump. Yes, he can challenge him, but in a minor way, not in a big way, or not in the whole picture. So now Netanyahu and Trump have, which released in news sources and newspapers, had a very tough phone calls the last month. The Axios website said that one of these calls have bad words between two of them, and because Trump says that Netanyahu he wants to be the policeman of the region, and it's not his his rule in the Middle East.
Right, and full assessment how Iran is going to handle the situation in Lebanon. They're going to ignore it?
No, it will not ignore it, but it will be patient and will be anticipated and will watch it carefully. If it will be deal with it. If there is a fine step from here, it will be a fine step from here. If there is no escalation, it will be escalate again.
And if there is going to be a U.S. complete backup as usual for the Israeli acts concerning South Lebanon in case they need them, or in Gaza, how the U.S. administration is going to maintain their policy?
I don't think so. In the closed rooms, there is tough talkings about not to escalate anything. We want to finish this deal. We have midterm elections in coming November, and we will not Donald Trump to be like a sitting duck as a target for the Democrats now.
Right. On that note, we'd like to thank you so much, Mr. Nader Eissa, Managing Editor, Akhbar, Youm. Thank you so much, and it was great having you in the Breakfast Show.
Thank you, and good morning.
And good morning to you. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll come back to you.